Welcome to the Screeding paint production course today, and of course thank you very much for watching it. And of course, just as I promised you, you are going to get the best value for this. Don't also forget to send me a message if I promise you any bonus attached to this course. And don't also forget that everything is strictly practical here. So you are going to get everything strictly practical. So first of all, the first thing is that, of course, as you can see, I'm making this video on site. I'm making this course video on site, which means whatever I produce with this in this course now, we are going to use it right here on this site. Also, I use things that you can easily get anywhere on site. Like the measurement we are going to be using, I use things that you can get almost every site you go to, so that you will not be going up and down looking for measurement to go to site with. So we get the measurement that you can get. The plastic bottle we use to measure the thing, you can get them no matter which site you are, even if you are producing screening paint for the first time. Also, note one thing: I have taken many courses, including from some of the top universities, including University of Michigan and the University of Toronto. Here is one thing I've discovered so far: there is nothing that you can achieve with any lesson without you practicing whatever it is that you learn. So making sure that you practice this thing is very, very important. I'm also going to give you a list of people who sell these screeding chemicals in all the 36 states of Nigeria, including the FCT. So make sure that you go through the list and know where you can get these chemicals in your state and in your own city. So that is just by the way. So now, to start this lesson, I'm going to show you all the chemicals. Make sure you write them down, and after writing them down, when we are measuring the thing, we are taking the measurement. I'm also going to be telling you the chemical we are fetching, the measurement, and how you can go about them. Again, I'm Lokodos, and I'm the CEO of Lokodos Africa Decor. So let me show you all the chemicals now. Wait. This is formol. This chemical you are seeing inside this bucket is formol. So this one that is here is called ammonia. Ammonia is what helps the screeding paint to last longer. Now, if you are using the screeding paint immediately, there is no need of you putting it inside. Now, also you can see I cover it because the chemical is very harsh. So that is just the main function of ammonia. So by the time we are fetching it, you will be seeing it. So this is your gum. This is also, many people call it top gun, and then other people call it PVA, but this is PVA. Top Bond is a brand name. So this is your gum. This is your screeding gum, and it's called PVA. It's called PVA. If you are getting it from any chemical store, it is called PVA. This particular one is nitrosol. This chemical is nitrosol. This is nitrosol, and it is also called thickener depending on where you are buying it. And of course, there are different brands of nitrosol. This particular one is nitrosol. There is another brand called milosol. So depending on the one you want to buy, the two of them are very good for the production of screeding paints. So this is genipour. So this is genipour. Genipour is one of the chemical that make the screeding paint what it is. So we are going to be you are going to be getting the measurement by the time we start production. So this is calcium. This is calcium. This is the main screeding paint. This is the main screeding chemical or the main screeding powder. So this is calcium. Of course, there are many brands of calcium. Like this particular one, as you can see here, this is of course this is another company, and it's 50 kg. Don't worry, by the time you go through the list of the people selling it in your own city, you get to see different brand there, and you can choose from them. So this is water. This is the basin we are using to produce the screeding paint. This is the basin we are using to produce the screeding paint. Now, this particular basin contains 3 buckets of screeding paint. This basin contains 3 to 4 buckets of screeding paint. So let's get started. So I will have to put my calcium inside the water. Now we make this water, we measure a bucket and half. We measure a bucket and half for this production. So let's get started. So if you are producing at least 3 buckets, you know how many, the quantity of water that you are going to be needing. And if you are producing just 1 bucket, of course, you know you have to fetch like half of the, you have to fetch the water to be half of that bucket. So let's get started. Okay, so now I just fetched some calcium into this water. Now I want to use my hand to turn this, because I believe many of the people who will be taking this online course are people who are just starting, so they will not have the money or the capacity to get a screeding paint mixer in the first circumstance. So they are going to be, you are possibly going to start with using your hand to turn the screeding paint yourself. So I'm going to use my hand to mix this calcium inside the water. Now I will be mixing it until the calcium is melted smoothly into the water. So watch me as I do it. So your hand have to touch the bottom of the basin or the container that you are using to make sure that everything is mixed. opposite, you know, do like yeah. That we take. So, as you can watch, this is how you go about it. Now, this is a bit, the quantities is like these 3 buckets we are missing is plenty for hand, but of course you can't always do it, especially if you work on the site. So okay, so I just melt third one. No. Yeah. Okay, so everything is now melted into the water. Everything is melted in the water. So now I'll have to proceed to putting the chemicals inside this particular one. As you can see, okay, so now ideally these three we are missing now. So you have a okay, so ideally this one that we are missing now, we are not going to use the full of this bag. We will not be using the full of this bag, so we still have some left here now. So we are done with anything calcium for this production now. So this one is out of the chemicals now. The next thing we are going to be using is the formol. So we are using this as measurement so that it will be easy for you wherever you are, provided you are on site and you want to start producing, you can start producing you can find any of these or these bottles everywhere. So we are measuring the former with this measurement. So this one we are going to use 3 of this. We are going to be using 3 to 4. We are going to be needing 3 to 4. So ideally we are going to be using the maximum, which is 4 of this rubber or 4 of these measurements. So So this is the 4th measurement for this former. So we add 4 of this measurement to these three buckets of paint missing. So make sure that everything go out. To make sure to avoid stress, I will have to measure the genipour into it before I turn them all. So this is the genipour. So I'm going to add another 4 of this genipour chemical to the missing.
Entra mi sound.
So this is the 3rd one. And then I measure the final one. So this is the 4th measurement. So I will have to turn it. I have to turn it make sure the chemicals, the genipour and the formol are mixed into the calcium. So the thing is getting thicker. It's getting thicker, but it will not get thick until we add the nitrosol. Need to 22, 23. Now, ideally, if you are using your hand, you should turn it for about 2 minutes. Yes, if you put the genipour and the formol, stir it for like 2 minutes to make sure everything is mixed into it. But when you are putting the calcium, as we put first, you mix it until everything is melted. You are not seeing anything like seed inside. So there is no time frame there is no time frame for that. You mix it until everything is melted if you are putting the calcium. But after putting the formol and the genipour, you have to stir it like 2 minutes if you are using hand. But if you are using machine, of course, you can stir it for like 1 minute or 30 seconds and everything will be mixed into it. So the next thing we are going to be putting inside now is this nitrosol. So we are putting the nitrosol inside now. So for you to put the nitrosol is the thickener. In fact, it's the main thickener. So for you to make sure that you are on the safe side, you have to do everything fast. Everything has to be very fast, especially, and of course, you are mixing the nitrosol with water, because as it is now, if I fetch this now and put it inside this mixing that we are doing this already, it will just block. It cannot melt. So you have to mix it with water. You have to mix it with water to make sure that the water is what you put inside. Now, you will look exactly how I will be doing it now. So this is the measurement we are going to use. So this measurement that you are seeing now is this bottle. This measurement we are seeing now is this bottle divided by 2. This measurement is this particular bottle divided by 2. So you get this. So you can see something like here. You can see. So that if you are on site, you don't need to go and be looking for bowl to buy. That is why we use this as tool. So that it will be easy for you to get anywhere you are. So that is just that. So we are going to be measuring one of this. We are going to be measuring the nitrosol, one of this particular one. So let's go. So this is the measure. This is the measure of the nitrosol. This is the measure of the nitrosol or thickener or milocell. You can call it nitrosol, thickener or milocell wherever you are buying it. Of course, milocell and nitrosol, they are different products. So, depending on the one you are buying, but thickener is the general name for all of them. So, I'm going to be mixing it inside water, inside this bowl. So I fetch the water. So this is the water now. As you can see, this is the water. See the quantity here. So this is the nitrosol. So I put it inside and then I mix it. Just as I told you, you have to be very fast. If not, it will just form inside this water and you will not be able to use it. So you have to be very, very fast. You have to be very, very fast in turning it inside this ordinary water that you put it. And when you put it inside this bowl that you are looking at now, you have to be very fast in stirring it. So you have to be very fast in stirring it. So I start stirring to stir it now. Make sure it mixes into it.
Then in short, we also eat it all this thing will make them facts. And you could good for person to look.
So it's getting thick now. It's getting very thick. So, but this one, before it gets thick, you will stir it like 10 minutes. Yes, you have to stir it like 10 minutes before everything will get thick. Before the nitrosol will dissolve and give you the thickness that you want. It's getting thick. Stir it for at least 10 minutes. Stir it at least 10 minutes. So I'm okay. As you can see now, as you can see, it's getting thick. As you can see now, we're watching it. So I'm stirring it. Stir it fast and stir it well. Stir it fast and stir it well. Of course, it's getting thick.
You don't get 32 minutes though.
I think 1 hour.
As 10 MB.
10 MB.
I saw upload here.
They will. Numbers are 1 GB.
What I'm doing, I don't know.
So as you can see now, you have gotten your paint, but it's still remaining the gum and the ammonia. So as you can see, we have gotten a standard paint. So as you can see, this is your standard paint that you have gotten. Now, because of this course, I'm still going to reveal one of the secrets to you. Now, if with this one now, you are still going to use POP cement to mix it before you start applying. If you don't want to use too much of POP cement, then this is the secret. You have to add another a little quantity of nitrosol again, so that you make it thick, and by the time you make it thicker, you don't need to use too much of POP cement. So because of this course, we have gotten the thickness that we want for normal screeding paints already. If you want to sell it, this is the normal thickness. This is the normal thickness you get in the market. But because of this secret, I'm going to show you exactly how to go about it. So we are going to be add another cup of nitrosol inside. Of course, remember what I just said. This is the normal screeding paint that you should use. But if you don't want to use too much of POP cement, then you have to add another 1 cup of nitrosol. I have to repeat this in case if you are doing it somewhere so that you don't get things wrong. So let's add another cup of nitrosol to make it even thicker, so that when you are using the POP cement, when you are using it, you don't need too much of POP cement. So okay, so this is the second one. Because of this thickness that we want, so that we use less of POP cement. So I fetch another cup, and then I put it inside the water, and then immediately start stirring up. Now, as I just told you in the first place, you have to stir it very, very fast. You have to stir it you have to make sure you mix it very, very fast. So you begin to stir it again, just like the first, just as you do the first one. So I'm still stirring it up. As you can see now, it has become even thicker. See now, it has become even thicker. So this is how to go about the second turn if you don't want to use too much of POP cement. Now this is very, very hard to stir. Seriously, it's very hard. Of course, you also know what you want. We are trying to get to a result. We are trying to get to a good mixture that will not waste POP cement. So this is it. As you can see, it's very thick. So any small POP cement you put inside, you are good to go. Then also, now after you have gotten it, after getting this, also note that if you don't put plenty of POP cement inside screeding, it will not dry as fast as if you put enough POP cement into it. Then the advantage also is that it will not waste your paint. Yes, so if you miss this one, it will last you. It will, even if you are slow, it will last long. So it doesn't waste your screeding paint if you do it this way. So that is the only that is the advantage if you are missing it and you are not putting too much of POP cement inside, because the POP cement is what make it dry fast. So we have only two chemicals remaining now, the gum and the ammonia. So let's do these ones. Okay, so this is the ammonia. Okay, this is the gum. So this is the gum, and the gum is what we are putting inside now. So what is the quantity that you need? The quantity of gum that you need for this screeding paint now is 3 kg. Yes, 3 buckets of screeding paint, you need 3 to 4 kg of gum inside. So we are not going to use kg here, except you are doing it for commercial purpose. You also probably don't have kg on site. So let me show you. Let me just fetch it and then show you how to go. And if you are using it for commercial purpose, the secret I just show you now is not for you. And then the kg, you should be able to buy a kilo where you will be using to measure your product, so that it will not be substandard, and it will also not be over, so that you will not go into losses. So let's get started. Now this is the one in this bucket is 15 kg. So we are just going to fetch 3 kg out of it. So to make things easier, let's use this bowl. So one of these is 2 kg. So you just fetch 1.5, or let's put 4. Let's put it 4. Let's put 4. So this is, we are putting 4 kg inside. Of course, you know, I told you we are going to be using 3 to 4 kg. You stir it until it meets inside. Now this is very, very thick. Very thick. The paint is very, very thick.
You will say what? Time is money. This 1 hour I spent for you. You pay.
Okay. Oh, bueno. Yeah, 3. So you should stir it at least for 3 minutes to make sure that the gum is mixed into it. So as you can see now, this is how it looks like. As you can see, it's very thick. You can see it's very, very thick. So we have put the top one. So now so we are done. Now if you are using it immediately, if you are using your screeding paint immediately, this is how you should use it. This is how you should use it. It is thick, there is gum inside, and everything is ready. So if you are using it immediately, what you just do is start fetching it and start applying. As you can see, it is also very white. So that is how to produce screeding paints that you want to use immediately. If you don't want to use it immediately, my dear, we have to use the ammonia. So, but the ammonia is also the harshest chemical, the most harsh chemical of all the chemicals. So we have to use ammonia. Now, because it's very harsh, you should use, because it's very, very harsh, you only need to use one of these measurements for these 3 buckets that we just mixed here. These 3 buckets that we just mixed here, you have to use only one of these. So, because the chemical is very harsh, I'm not going to measure it here. I'm going to put it inside directly because I've been doing this for a very long time. So I don't need to measure it before I know the quantity that is right for it. So let's start. So this chemical is very hot. So what do we do now? Don't also mix it with hand. If you want to mix ammonia inside this chemical, please don't mix it with hand. If you want to put ammonia inside screening paint, don't mix it with hand. If you want to put ammonia, that is the preserving chemical for this screening paint, don't mix it with hand. It's very, very harsh. If you mix it with hand, it's just like acid. So your hand will become black, or it will just be as a fire burnt. As you can see now, my leg is scratching me. I thought it was even a mosquito that is biting me, but it's this ammonia that I just hold in my hand. It's the ammonia that just dropped on my leg and is peppering me as I'm talking to you right now. So please don't mix ammonia with hand. So yeah. No. That is it. We have gotten a screeding paint that can last or that you can preserve, or that you can store for as long as 9 months without any spoil. It will not spoil even if you store this with for 9 months. So that is how to produce screeding paint. Of course, for commercial purpose, if you want to start using it for commercial purpose, you need to get a mini mixer for you to be able to do it appropriately, because at least you should be mixing 10 buckets that you cannot use hand to mix. Also, don't forget that you can reach out to me anytime you have a job and you need any help. Don't also forget to check if there is any bonus attached to this as you read on the landing page. Don't also forget to send me a testimony how this video helped you to mix your own screeding paint and how much it is saving you. Now, let me do the calculation with you. As at the time I make this video, these 3 buckets of screeding paints cost less than 6,000 naira to produce. Yes, it costs less than 6,000 naira to produce. So you have 3 buckets of screeding paint. You have 3 buckets of screeding paint at the rate of 6,000 naira. It means you only use 2,000 naira to produce 1 bucket. But guess what? Exactly when I'm making this video, the screeding paint in Abuja is 4,500. Remember, you use 2,000 to produce this, so you are saving more than 40%. You are saving more than 50%. As at the time I make this video, as at the time I create this course for you, the bucket of screeding paint in Abia is 3,600 naira, but we use 2,000 to produce this particular one. And of course, as I make this video, a bucket of screeding paint in Lagos is 4,000 naira, but of course we use 2,000 to produce this particular one. So what are we saying? Simple stuff. This is one of the best skills you have learned. This is the best skill you will learn so far this year. And if this is only the skill that you are able to learn this year, depending on the time you are learning, depending on the time you are taking this course, I believe you have a very good chance of saving nothing less than 200,000 on buying screeding paint. Thank you for taking this course. See you at the bank. Again, I'm Lokodos Sylvain and the CEO of Lokodos Africa Decor.